Okay, I want to talk about something that's going to make me sound like a little bit of an asshole, but I'm not trying to be gatekeepy or like be a dick to anybody, or sound like I'm better, but what the fuck happened to gamers? And like, I'm not trying to say that if you are a person that is younger and like the only games you've played, your favorite games are just like Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft and like that's all you've played, there's nothing wrong with that. Dude, if you're a grandma who just plays fucking cookie clicker on your phone, you're awesome. Like you're a gamer. There's no anything about it. But like there's this mentality I see with like younger gamers because gaming went from like this cool thing that younger people did, and that like people liked and was very popular to like a thing every person does. Like 30-year-olds come home and like just like average, like not like you don't have to grow up with video games, but like if you're like 30 now, it's like, oh, you want to hop on some Fortnite? You want to hop on some Roblox or I don't know, something. Uh, and like for some reason, people have this mentality that old games are bad or like bad, like or like they have bad graphics, so they're not worth playing. It's like they're dated, Like they treat they treat anything pre Xbox 360, PS3, you know, they treat anything before that like it's fucking 19 fucking 21 fucking man fly me to the moon. Like I don't know if you guys saw that movie. A really old movie. And it's like they're not. I mean, I would argue like most of the best games to ever be made are like PS2 era or before, like PS2, GameCube, N64, even fucking Dreamcast, bro. Shenmue, I fuck with Shenmue. Shenmue is fucking awesome. And like, I don't, I don't know where this mentality is coming from. It's like not that old. Like, I have some friends, and like, they like video games, but to ever be able to convince them to play fucking like Mario 64 would actually be impossible. And it's crazy because now like in this like super advanced internet age, you can just download an emulator for like fucking most of the best games ever. You want to play any N64 game? Boom, download the shit. It's a fucking 30 megabyte file, if that. Like it's so easy. It's so accessible, but nobody does it. Like you have to really be in the weeds, like watching or just like consuming like video games to really want to do that, which is crazy to me. Like I mean, like with like movies, you don't see that happening. Like even like people who like they don't really watch movies like that, and then they saw fucking Oppenheimer. Like they're like a 15-year-old or something. They're like, whoa, I didn't know movies could be this cool. And then now they're like, I'll watch fucking a movie that came out in 2008. I'll watch like whatever, like 2000 90s movies, whatever, and they're happy with that. But like as like a gamer, it's like, dude, look at the fucking polygons. Like Link is not supposed to look like that, It's like it's too old. It's too old. And it's kind of sad. Like I don't know how to convince people. And like again, I'm not trying to sound gatekeepy. I think I was pretty lucky. I've been playing video games since since I gained consciousness. Just cuz my dad played them. I watched him play them. And I grew up with a PS2, even though I think like during my like real era of like being a kid, like a 10-year-old playing video games, PS2 was a little bit before me. But I mean, like, I still played all those games. I played GameCube, N64, and like I'm lucky. People who didn't get that, it doesn't mean that like I'm more of a gamer. It just means I was lucky to have that, and I think that just because they didn't have it when they were a kid doesn't mean that they should give up on it, you know? I think, and it's cool. I mean, there are people like anyone who like pays attention to Mario 64 speedrunning, which is like, I'm gonna say it, best speedrunning game of all time, GOAT speedrunning game. Like the best player to ever touch a fucking to ever fucking speedrun a video game. I'm gonna say it. Suigi, Green Suigi. That dude is fucking cracked. If you don't know, Super Mario 64 is like one of the most competitive speedrunning categories. And like that fucking dude started way later than the competition. I think he said he started speedrunning in like 2020 when he was like, I don't know, like 14. And he I don't think he does anymore. He probably doesn't now. But for a while, he held the world record in every single category. And like that, maybe that doesn't sound as impressive, but like the skill set and like the strats that are used between like the, this is gonna sound like jargon if people don't know what speedrunning is, but basically the 100%, the any percent, and the any percent glitchless, like those categories, like the skill needed for each of them is like, it's still Mario, but it's different, and to be able to have, especially to go from like I mean, have you ever heard of like an any percent player who uses all the glitches and shit and like fucking, it's like a 6-minute time speedrunning the 100% 2-hour fucking category and like getting the world record? Like that's crazy. That doesn't happen in speedrunning. So I mean, he's the GOAT. So we still got people, he's like willing to go back, but I think people are missing out. There are some like truly special video games that I know could really like impact people's lives, but I don't know if people view video games like the art that they really are, like this is gonna make me sound so pretentious, but like an auteur, like a person that's making films, that's directing, like you see their footprint, like you see like what they're doing, and even like a person who's like Chris Nolan, like he's making blockbuster films, like he's massive budget with a studio, he's meant to make money, and he's still able to put that like imprint to like push ideas, to like really stamp on who he is as a filmmaker. And like, maybe some people don't like Chris Nolan as much, I don't know, but like that's what fucking video games are. Fucking Hideo Kojima, fucking Sakurai, like David Cage, which David Cage is funny. Good games, some good games, not all, but like there are auteurs too. They make beautiful video games for our fucking gamer eyes, and we get to go see them, and we get to go chill with them, and we get to and people view it as just like this is what I'm gonna do for fun. This is the same to me as like going outside and kicking a ball. but it's not. I mean, it can be, and that's cool if it is. If you can enjoy it in that way. But like, there's something more over that should be, praised. And I mean, it is. Like, I'm saying this like it isn't. I just mean the consensus of like, I think I was watching an FD Signifier video, and it's about the new Clips album. If any of you listen to that, but fucking Clips is like fucking 50. It's a hip hop duo, if you don't know. And I mean, they just put out probably album of the year. Like, definitely so far the best album of this year. And it's like, hip hop is not something that's like supposed to be, the best album of a year is not supposed to be fucking 50-year-olds. Like, even though like they're like Pusha T and Malice make amazing music, and like Pharrell makes amazing music, like it shouldn't be the best. It really shouldn't. It should be some of these young people, and there are amazing young artists, they're just not popular, and like that's the issue. And like FT Signifier in this video talks about how it's on the older generation, it's on the people that came before for not helping and sitting down and putting the newer generation on, and like, you know, taking the time to like not gatekeep and be like, oh, you guys don't know real rap, you don't know hip hop, you know, this shit sucks. Like spending time and listening, you know, and helping them, and you know, and like being supportive. And like I said, that's what music is, and that's what video games are too. I mean, like, that's why I really don't want to come off as gatekeepy, because I want people who like just started really playing video games in the past 5 years to like spend some time and go back and not just play like the newest console, you know, and like really go back and like, video game is an expensive hobby, you know. Yeah, consoles are not cheap, but I mean emulators. You know, if you have a computer, you don't really have an excuse. Like go back, play a 3D Mario. You know, if you've never played a 3D Mario, if you've never played a Zelda, go play A Link to the Past. If you have a Switch, you can play it. Like that's like an amazing thing that Switch has done. Just like letting people play all of their NES and SNES and N64 games. Like go play those games. If you have not played Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like a Zelda game. Yeah, like don't actually take away Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Play like an Ocarina of Time, a Majora's Mask. Play A Link to the Past. Play the fucking, I can't remember the fucking 3DS one. Like, take some time, you know? Experience that. And I think it's truly something that's cool. And it's worth doing. Oh, and like one more thing I wanted to mention. Video gaming has become this like status symbol. Like, for a long time, most people would only like, if they actually did play video games and they were like, you know, just like an actor, like a musician or something, maybe they'd talk about it like a little bit, but like it wasn't like a thing that they would dedicate time to. It's not something that they would want to talk about publicly, because it's kind of fucking, you know, it was viewed as lame. It wasn't viewed as something that was, you know, good or cool. But like that's changed now. Like if you're a gamer, you're awesome. You know, if you have a high rank in Valorant, like, dude, come fucking give me a cream pie because you're awesome. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should cut that out. But like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of, and it's like people will pretend like they're gamers. You know, they'll pretend like they'll pretend like they really care about the culture and like it's something that like really means a lot to them. And like I'm not oh my god. They'll pretend like it really matters to them when it doesn't. Because for some reason it's this like cool thing now. You know, and everybody does it and like it's cool. But I don't know. It's kinda lame. I think that's all I had to say. That's really all I had to say for this video. If you actually watched this far, if you are a person that actually decided to listen to this video, or, you know, maybe the gameplay in the background is interesting. I'm not sure what it is, because I record these ahead of time and then decide the game after, or whatever it is. If you did, thank you. And, you know, what kind of video game do you wish people would go back and play now? Like, what's something that's special to you that, you know, these newer generations don't really care for, won't give the time? You know, say it in the comments, and, you know, have a nice day. Okay, bye.